I watched it when I was 13.
I watched it when I was 12, actually.
So
Yeah.
what did you think of it at that young of an age?
I was quite inspired by it also being like a younger mind. I thought what they did was so much cooler, and also it's the whole need to be, feel like and act like you're older than you actually are. And also at the time when I first watched it, I didn't actually realize that the Evie and Tracy were actually resemblant of 13-year-old girls. Like,
Yeah, I thought
because
they were
they
like
look
16.
a lot
I
older.
thought they look a lot older.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, when I did find out, I was like, oh, well, surely that can be me. And I was almost like admired by the fact that you can be like an older figure.
It gets romanticized by teenagers, so it made the film, like the stuff they were doing, it didn't like look as bad. Like even like the self-harm scenes of like Tracy, people are like, oh, but like the cinematography is good, so I'm just gonna ignore the whole fact that she's literally just self-harming. Because I was also influenced by like the style, because they had like good style and like the makeup and like just all the stuff they did, like it like promotes stealing as well, because they're like, oh yeah, I can buy all these clothes. Yeah, because I can steal all these clothes from like Melrose and all this stuff, and like getting like it also influenced like getting like piercing your own different things, like because I thought, didn't you like want to pierce like yourself?
Like you want, because there's a scene in the movie where they like pierce each other's like
belly button.
And Evie pierces Tracy's, and it just, everything seems so minor, and it's incredible how many like irresponsible and sort of like rebellious things that are just like laid out through the movie. Like they casually do cocaine together at
no
like
one
the
really,
age of 13, and no one really like cares.
No one
like,
bats an eyelid.
like,
I think it's because they look so old as well.
Yeah, because it definitely got a lot more attention during lockdown when everyone was just like watching movies all the time. And then because you were stuck inside, you're like, oh, I can go do this.
And
because
also
it's like so cool.
Because the film was like from Tracy's perspective and stuff, like it made the mum look like crazy, and she wasn't crazy until that's just like how
just
a parent
normal mum.
But it just made her look crazy because like Tracy was portrayed as like normal, because it was just the activity she was doing like on the daily. And also like at the end of 13, there's obviously a scene where it all comes out, like everything goes wrong, but I feel like they don't emphasize it enough. Like it's only like a short scene when they find out when Tracy and like they get the show the stuff in their bags, and obviously then there's a whole argument, and then the end scene where she's like on the roundabout thing, like there's not really like a closure to it, and like I don't think they emphasize how bad it was like enough. I feel like for people to be like, oh no, I'm not going to be influenced by this film has made me like not want to do drugs. Like I feel like it's made more people want to do drugs. And we used to like literally dress up, not dress up, but like try to be like them.
So what part of the movie influenced you? Like, is there any specific things, like apart from the clothes and style, was there any just things?
Yes.
Even like the bad behaviour, like to her mum, like it just like makes it seem like normal, like how you should act to your like parents and treat your parents. And like I'm just trying to think, just even like just like smoking, like I was more like, oh, I try smoking now because they've done it, like it looks really cool.
Like even there's a scene where Tracy first meets Evie and she steals a lady's purse, and they have suddenly loads of money, but they act in a very like, it's in like a childish manner, like they're giggling and just running down the street. Like at that age, that appealed to me. It was almost like,
funny.
Just funny, like they're just having fun, like living, there's no
it's not that deep.
They're free, they're just doing what they like,
so it made you
really
into it. You could do what you want.
Exactly.
And I feel like it romanticizes like depression and mental illness as well.
That's what I was going to go on to about like the mental health, because it shows like with the self-harm, it's like, oh, like she does it, like this is one of the cool things that she does,
and also
but it's not cool.
The fact she covers it with some like quite nice looking bracelets and stuff, and
that people do that. I feel like
like she stacked all the bracelets, and now
and,
you would see like someone and be like,
and it like looks like aesthetically pleasing, and it just looks like, oh, she's a troubled teen, like this is going on. Whereas like a couple years back, people would have been like less lenient to it and a bit like more confused. But now it's just so romanticized heavily, like
and it's just like, this is normal, like it's nothing new, which isn't good, because like we shouldn't be desensitized to that, but we are. Thank you very much for the interview. Very informative and very helpful.
Thank you for having us
on
your show.